This is an immune building practice, and we'll be incorporating inversions, twists, and heart openers. Inversions are great because they increase circulation of the lymph, and the lymph is one of our body's main detoxification systems. Twists are also very detoxifying to all the organs, and heart openers help to bring blood flow to the thymus gland. So find a comfortable seat and close your eyes. Take a few deeper breaths to begin to ground. Draw your attention inwards and just check in. And notice if you do feel run down. Often when we're doing too much and we're too busy and we're not taking enough time to rejuvenate and rest, we begin to wear out our body and our immune system gets compromised. So just notice if that's been the case for you. And allow this practice to be an opportunity to reconnect inwards, to slow down, to begin to replenish your deeper reserves. So we're going to start with a Kapalabhati breath. And if you're not familiar with the Kapalabhati, it's short, sharp exhales through the nose. And this is an excellent breath practice. It's a cleansing Kriya practice that helps to clear out the lungs, the sinuses, the respiratory tract. So it's done by exhaling forcefully through the nose. And after the forceful exhale, there's a passive inhale. It just creates a vacuum effect. So the emphasis is on the exhale and the inhale is passive. So we'll do 3 rounds of 30. So start with a few deeper breaths. So inhale and exhale. And then inhale halfway and start. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. And then inhale fully. And exhale completely. Inhale, second round, halfway, and begin. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Inhale, fill up the lungs. And exhale, empty out. And then inhale halfway and begin the last round. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. And exhale. And open your eyes. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms forward. Take a deep breath, lengthen the sides, and stretch your arms over your head. Lift up on all sides of the torso, all sides of your neck. Stretch up through your index finger knuckles. Release your right arm to the floor, stretch your left arm overhead. Press your right hand away to anchor your left hip. Stretch through your left fingertips. Inhale, come up, side bend left, right arm alongside your ear, pressing away with your left hand to anchor your right hip. Reach out through the right arm. And inhale, come up. Come into Sukhasana, so your feet are flexed and supporting your shins. And then inhale as you lengthen your spine. As you exhale, twist to your right. Take your right fingertips behind you and your left hand to your right knee. Now pull your left hip back so your hips stabilize. And then on your exhale, use your hand against your knee to twist. Inhale, lengthening, broaden your left ribs away from your spine. Exhale, twist from your navel. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Inhale back to the front. Switch the cross of your legs. On your inhale, lengthen. On your exhale, twist to your left. right hand to the left knee. Inhale, broaden your right ribs. Exhale, twist, broaden your elbows. Inhale, lengthen all the way up through the crown of your head. Exhale, twist from your navel. Resist your right hip back as you twist. Inhale, keep right sitting bone anchored. Exhale, wrap left to right, right to left rather. And inhale, come back to the front. And then exhale, come onto all fours. Spread your fingers, claw the floor with your finger pads, root down through your index finger knuckles. And inhale, look up, arch your back, cow pose. As you exhale, round your spine, cat. Push down and forward, draw the sides of your ribs back. Inhale, arch, pull your hands back towards your knees. And exhale, round, press down and forward. Inhale, slide your movements alongside the breath. And exhale, breathing, filling up each movement with your breath. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come to neutral. Come onto your fingertips and then walk your hands forward. Pull your fingertips towards each other and back towards your knees. On your exhale, release your chest towards the floor. Keep your head in line with your upper arms. Try to maintain a low back curve. Tilt your tailbone up and press your knees apart. Keep the undersides of the arms lifted so there's an engagement all the way up into your armpits. And as you exhale, allow your upper back to soften towards the floor. One more breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, slide your hands back underneath your knees. And exhale here, press into your hands. And then thread your right arm underneath the left, bring the back of your right shoulder to the floor. Keep your hips directly over your knees for twisted child. Come onto your left fingertips and walk your left hand over your head. Reach your left hip crease back, lengthen the left side body, and draw your left shoulder back. Look up past your left upper arm. Inhale, make sure the pelvis is stable, press your knees apart. And exhale, use that left hand on fingertips to twist deeper. Inhale, connecting to your breath. Exhale, emptying out as you wring out the organs. Bring your left hand back, press it down. Plant your right palm and then thread your left arm under. Come to the back of your left shoulder. Come onto your right fingertips and walk your right hand overhead. Then draw your right hip crease back so the right side body lengthens. Inhale, press your right fingertips down. Exhale, twist, right shoulder back. Turn your head. Inhale, stabilizing through the outer hips. Exhale, twisting from your navel. Make sure that you have a low back curve, a neutral low back curve, drawing in and up. And then right hand presses down. Come back to all fours and press back into downward facing dog. And bend your knees and stretch your hips back. Tilt your tailbone up towards the sky, creating that optimal low back curve. And then you can straighten your legs or keep them slightly bent as you press down through your arms and stretch back through your hips, but make sure that you preference that low back curve. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale, lower your knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Ashtangasana. Drag your knees forward, lift your hips. Point your feet. Inhale, come into cobra. Pull your hands back. You can add a little bit of a sway side to side. Keep your legs active, spread your toes. And just slowly warm up your spine here. Lean from one hip to the other. And then pull your hands back, lift your chest, curl in your upper back. Then exhale, release back to the floor. Tuck your toes. Press your hips back to your heels, extended child. So feet stay flexed, arms stay straight. Arms are active, push down through your hands. Then inhale back onto all fours. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward and hopper step to the front. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Two more. Inhale, Use your breath. And exhale, fold and bow, let your head release fully. Last one, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. And then bend your knees slightly, interlace your hands behind your back. Let your shoulders drop towards your ears initially, and then draw your shoulders back and up. Then stretch your arms over your head. Try to keep the wrists straight, so keep the elbows soft. Try not to lock or hyperextend them. And then stretch your knuckles away from your upper back as you reach your arms over your head. Top of the head towards the feet. And bend both knees. Feet are hip distance apart. Straighten your right leg. Reach your right hip back and twist to your right. Look up past your right shoulder. Keep pressing into the ball of your right foot. And then bend your right knee and twist left. Pull your left hip crease back and left shoulder back. First side again, bend left, straighten right. And then bend right, straighten left. Just opening up through the shoulders. Bend both knees and then stretch both arms so you can stretch your legs a little bit straighter. Release your fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hands to your hips. Bend your knees slightly to create that low back curve. Tilt your hips back. Push your feet apart and inhale, come all the way up to stand. And exhale, release your arms. We'll start with a side stretch. So stretch your arms up, inhale. Hold your left wrist. Exhale, crescent right. Shift your hips to the left. Push into your left leg. Lift up to the right side. And as you exhale, bend a bit deeper. Then inhale, come up, hold your right wrist. Lift up, exhale, crescent left. Push into your right leg, lift up. Keep a lift through the left side body so you're not collapsed. Exhale, bend. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step your left foot back, lunge. Take your left fingertips off the mat to the left and sweep your right arm alongside your ear. Press your left fingertips down, lift your ribs. Draw your right shoulder back and curl back. Really just creating space in the sides of your waist so you can breathe more fully and more deeply. Bring your right hand to the inside. Spin your left heel to the floor and walk your hands diagonally left, down dog lunge. Pull your feet towards each other like you're trying to wrinkle up the mat between them. Widen your right knee to the right and draw your outer right hip down and under. And stretch through your arms and press out through your legs. Walk your hands to the left, parallel both feet, keep your feet parallel. Walk your hands all the way over to your left foot and then bend your right knee. Let your head release between your upper arms. Widen your right knee, widen through your right inner thigh. Curve your torso to the left. And then walk your hands between your feet. Inhale, lengthen your spine, pull your feet towards each other. Reach your groins back and your chest forward. As you exhale, walk your hands back between your feet and fold between your legs. Hands shoulder distance apart. Wrap your elbows over your wrists. Fold between your legs. From your pelvis, push out through your feet and stretch through the top of your head. Lift your shoulders away from your ears so that your neck is long. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, lunge back to the front of your mat and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, lift up, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees and hopper step to the front. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, root down, stretch up. Exhale, hands to prayer in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step your right foot back, lunge. Take your right fingertips off the mat to the right, sweep your left arm alongside your ear. Press into your right fingertips, lift your left ribs, draw your left shoulder back. Press into your right hand and lift your back thigh. Take your left hand to the inside of your foot, spin your right heel down to the floor and walk your hands diagonally right. Release your head between your arms. Pull your feet towards each other and draw your left outer hip down. Widen your left knee to the left. Press through your feet, stretch out through your arms. Then walk your hands to the right, parallel both feet. Walk all the way towards your right foot, and then bend your left knee. And widen your left knee, widen your left inner thigh. Let your head release between your arms. Reach your groins back. Walk your hands once again between your feet, but this time forward at an angle. Then keep your right fingertips where they are. Squeeze your feet towards each other. Take your left arm under and hold the outside of your right shin. And pull against your shin, bend your elbows and twist. Widen your elbows apart. So left elbow wraps down towards the floor, right elbow points up towards the sky. Inhale, keeping your hips stable. Exhale, twist. Extend your left arm forward and take your right hand under. Hold the outside of your left shin. Pull against your shin, bend your elbows and twist. Inhale, squeeze your feet towards each other so your hips don't turn with you in the twist. And as you exhale, use your hand against your shin to leverage the twist. One more breath. And exhale. Extend both arms forward. Crawl your fingertips forward. Pull your hands back. And on your exhale, let your chest release. Open up through the upper back, front of the shoulders and chest. And then lunge back to the front of your mat. Inhale, plank, step your left foot back. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, curl into cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale as you stretch. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees and float to the front. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, reach your arms up, Utkatasana. And exhale, come all the way up to stand, Tadasana. Shift the weight into your right foot and bring your left knee into your chest. Lean forward slightly, grab a hold of your left ankle and bring your foot high up your right upper inner thigh. Then press your hands together in front of your heart. Press your foot into your thigh and your thigh into your foot and press your hands together in front of your heart. Then stretch your arms up alongside your ears. Root down into your right leg and lift all the way up through all sides, all the way up through your fingertips. Now extend your left knee forward, pull your left knee into your chest. As you exhale, extend your left leg back, warrior 3. Spread your toes, roll your left hip down, square your hips to the floor. Draw your right outer hip back. Bend your right knee. Keep reaching your spine forward to counterbalance as you slowly lower your left leg back behind you. As the ball of the left foot touches, inhale, come up high lunge. And as you exhale, twist to your right, bring your hands to prayer, and left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Now pull your right hip back, press into the back foot, lift your left hip so it's as high as your right hip. Then use your right hand into your left hand to twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Strong back leg. Inhale, hips back. Exhale, spine forward. One more breath, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Release your hands back to the floor. Step back, down dog split. Lift your right leg all the way back. Open up your hip, bend your knee. Circle your foot, your ankle a few times in each direction. Then inhale, square your hips. Exhale, step your right foot forward and lower your left knee to the floor. Inhale, your hands on top of your right knee. And as you exhale, just let your pelvis soften. You can stay here or take a quad stretch. Bend your back knee, reach back, find your foot, and draw your foot towards the outer hip. Drag your back knee forward and move the thigh back. Square your hips, turn the left thigh in. Press your right hand into your right knee. And as you exhale, lunge into your right leg. And try to keep your left foot close to your outer hip. Press down through your back knee and lift up through your spine. Release your foot. Shift your hips back for a runner's lunge. Hips stack over your left knee and then scoot your right heel forward till the right leg is straight. Dig your right heel down. Pull the heel back. Lengthen your spine and fold. Keep your right leg active the whole time. And keep connecting to your breath. Spread your right toes, press through the ball of your right foot. Just allow yourself to slow down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, lunge into your right leg and take a big step forward with your left foot. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold and bow. Bend your knees. Inhale, reach your arms up, Utkatasana. And exhale, come all the way up to stand, Tadasana. Shift the weight into your left foot and bring your right knee into your chest. Lean forward, grab a hold of your right ankle and bring your foot high up your left inner thigh. Press your foot into your thigh and your thigh into your foot. Press your hands together. Draw everything towards the midline, the central channel. And as you root down into your left leg, stretch your arms up alongside your ears. And then lengthen the back of your body more. So lift up through the back of your rib cage, through the back of your skull, and up through your thumbs. And bring your right knee forward. Pull your knee into your chest. Inhale. And as you exhale, right leg back behind you. Warrior 3. Spread through your back foot, your back toes. Roll your right hip down so your hips are both facing the floor. And draw the outer left hip back. Inhale. As you exhale, start to bend your left knee, but keep reaching forward through your spine and back through your right leg. Slowly lower your right foot to the floor. Try to do so gracefully and with control. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands to prayer and twist to your left. Right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Draw your left hip back. Lengthen your neck. Lengthen through the top of your head. Inhale, pressing into the ball of your back foot. Right hip lifts up as high as the left. Exhale, twist. Use your arm against your thigh and push your thigh out against your arm. Inhale and exhale. Release your hands to the floor. Press back, down dog split. Lift your left leg all the way back. Open up your hip. Bend your knees. Stack your left up on top of your right. Draw the outer right hip back. Press your right hand down. Keep your right shoulder and right rib cage lifted. Inhale, square your hips. Exhale, step your left foot forward and lower your right knee to the floor. Inhale, your hands on top of your left knee. And as you exhale, just let yourself release and soften with gravity. And if you took the quad stretch, bend your back knee, reach back, find your foot. Hold the arch of your foot so you can flex your toes back. Then drag your back knee forward so the hip moves back and your heel comes closer to the outer hip. Then turn the front of the right thigh in, right hip forward. And you can use your left hand into your left knee to draw your left waistline back. And then lunge into your left leg. Lift up through your chest. Head back slightly. Press down into your right knee. And then release your right foot. Shift your hips back for a runner's lunge. Scoot your left heel forward. Dig your left heel into the mat. Pull the heel back. Try to tilt your hips back. Lengthen your spine. As you exhale, fold forward. Breathing in and breathing out. finding a steady, even rhythm with your breath. Lengthen your spine, lunge into your left leg, lift your right knee, and then step your left foot forward, your right foot forward. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Bend your knees, inhale, reach your arms up, Utkatasana. This time twist, hands to prayer, left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Now press your knees apart, the knees can be slightly apart, and then knees pushing apart helps to stabilize the hips. Then use the arm against the knee to twist. Inhale, reach both hips back, exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthening through your head, exhale, twist from your belly. Then look down and shift the weight into your right foot. See if you can lift your left foot, left heel, and step your left foot back slowly into a lunge. And then once the left foot comes down to the floor, inhale, open up, warrior two. Windmill the arms out to the sides. And then you can widen your stance and adjust your foundation as needed. Stack your right knee right over your right ankle. And just make sure that the back hip is back, so that there's a lift out of the torso through both sides, a lift out of the pelvis. Look forward past your right middle finger. Stretch out through your feet, stretch out through your arms. Inhale, right palm up. Exhale, reverse, reach back. Keep lunging deeply into your front leg as you reach to the back wall. Inhale, come up. Exhale, side angle. Either forearm to thigh, left arm alongside your ear, or you can bring your right fingertips to the floor outside of your right foot. Now keep your left hip back, and then press your right knee into your right upper arm if your hand's on the floor. Widen it out to the right, and then draw your right hip under. Press through your back leg and stretch through your top arm. Breathing all the way down into the lower lobes of the lungs. Stretch your left arm up. Look down, walk your right hand back, and start to stretch your right leg. You can also modify and bring your right hand to your shin or to a block for triangle pose, Trikonasana. Press into the right big toe pad and big toe mound, activating your right calf. Lengthen through both sides of the torso and stretch up through the left arm. Look down once again, bend your right knee. Lock your back foot in, right fingertips forward and lift up, half moon pose. Stack your left up on top of your right. Flex your foot. If you feel steady and balanced, you can turn your gaze up past your left hand. Watch that the right leg isn't locked. Soften your right knee and draw your outer right thigh back. Press out through both legs and press your right fingertips down. Inhale. And then exhale, left hand to the floor. Roll your left thigh in and lift up through the inner left leg for standing split. Soften the back of your neck. Stretch up through the left big toe pad, big toe mound. Inhale. As you exhale, bend both knees and bring your left knee to the outside of your right foot for seated spinal twist. Once you've landed, you can pull the buttocks flush back. Make sure both sit bones are on the floor. If you're a bit tighter, you can modify and straighten your left leg or sit up on something until you have a neutral low back. The low back is drawing in and up. Inhale, hug your right knee into your chest, lift your left arm up. Exhale, twist to your right, right fingertips behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine, drawing your low back in. Exhale, twist. Inhale, broaden your left ribs away from your spine. Exhale, twist from your belly. Inhale, keeping your left hip anchored back. Exhale. Inhale, full breath. Exhale. Inhale to the front. And then stack your right knee on top of your left knee. So you can scoot your left heel forward and bring your hips a little bit to the left. So you want to try to have your feet equidistant to the sides of your hips as much as possible. And flex your feet so the outer ankles are lifted and the ankles are square. You can either stay here, or if you're getting enough of a stretch, or if you'd like to bow forward, walk your hands forward. And as you walk your hands forward, push forward through your hands so your hips stay heavy and the weight doesn't come forward into your knees. And then turn to your breath and feel whatever sensations you're experiencing. Notice what the tightness feels like. Allow yourself to be with the discomfort, maintaining a steadiness of your breath. Walk your hands back, swing your right leg behind you, and come into pigeon. So widen your left knee. And then scissor your knees towards each other and turn the right thigh in, square your hips to the floor. And then bring your left hand forward, thread your right arm under, and bring the back of your right shoulder down. Go onto your left fingertips and walk your left hand over your head. Optionally, you can take your left hand behind your back towards your left foot, and the right hand can open up the left shoulder. Keep the integrity of the hips by scissoring your knees towards each other so the thighs pull into the hip sockets. They stay back. And then the right hand assists that left shoulder to twist slightly to the left with your chest. Press the pinky toe side of your left foot into the floor. Release the twist, walk your hands back. Press back, downward facing dog split. Lift your left leg all the way back. Open up your hip, bend your knee. Soften your right knee, turn onto the outer edge of your right foot, and step the ball of your left foot behind you. Press into your right hand, then take your left hand behind your head, elbow forward and curl back into Wild Thing. Claw with your right index finger knuckle, and keep your right shoulder back. Spin your right bicep forward. And then when you're ready, downward facing dog, press your right hand forward. Keep your hips back as you slowly transition. Breathing here. And as you exhale, press forward through your hands, stretch back through your hips. Lengthen your spine. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees and float to the front. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, reach your arms up. Utkatasana. Exhale, twist to your left. Take your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. And pull your right hip back. Your left knee forward so the hips are even. If you're not sure, you can always just check. And push both knees apart to maintain the stability of your hips. And then use your arm against your outer knee to twist. Inhale, lengthen through the top of your head. Exhale, twist from your belly. Inhale and exhale. Look down at the floor, shift the weight into your left foot, lift your right heel, and slowly step your right foot back. Keep the weight forward so the transition can be light and graceful. Once the right foot lands, inhale, open up, warrior two. As you exhale, just adjust, widen your feet as you need to. Move your left knee to the left and draw your right hip back. Lift up out of the pelvis through all sides of the torso and stretch out through your arms. Inhale, left palm up. Exhale, reverse, reach back. Stay low in that front leg. Inhale, come up. Exhale, side angle, forearm to thigh or fingertips to the floor, right arm alongside right ear. Wrap the pinky finger side of your right arm in towards your face. Draw the right hip back, ribs back slightly. And as you widen your left knee, turn your chest open. Anchor through your back leg and lengthen all the way up to the right fingertips. Take your right arm up. Look down, walk your left hand back or bring your hand to your shin or a block. Stretch your left leg for Trikonasana triangle pose. And then turn your gaze back up past your right thumb. Make your legs strong and steady as you root from your pelvis down into the earth and lengthen through all sides of the torso and all sides of the neck, keeping your head in line with your spine. Then look down, bring your right hand to your hip. Lock your back foot in, left fingertips forward, lift up, half loop. Flex your foot, open your hip, stack your right hip on top of your left, and extend your right arm to the sky. Keep your left foot parallel, watch so the left leg doesn't turn in. So even wrap the outer left thigh back. Press your left leg down, stretch out through the right arm, and reach your whole back leg to the wall behind you. Release your right fingertips to the floor. Turn your right thigh in, standing split. Inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, walk your hands closer to your left foot. Draw your left hip back here. Even try to get your left belly and ribs away from your left thigh. Inhale, stretch your legs. Exhale, bend both knees. Take your right knee to the outside of your left foot and sit down. And once you've seated, pull the butt flesh back. Find a really stable base with both sitting bones on the floor. Inhale your right arm high to the sky. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist from your navel. Inhale, broaden your right ribs. Exhale, draw the left ribs back. Inhale, broaden your elbows slightly so you have space in the side ribs. Exhale, twist. One more deep, full breath. Exhale. Inhale to the front. And as you exhale, stack your knees. And sometimes it's helpful to come onto your knees to get a deeper cross of the legs, of the thighs. And then try to get your feet equally out to the sides. Flex your feet. Also, you can put something underneath your hips, sit on a blanket if you need to, or a block. Stay here or walk your hands forward. Press your hands down and forward, hips anchored into the floor, and bow forward. Breathe deeply. Stay present with whatever sensations are arising, whatever's coming up. Simply observe and be here. Walk your hands back, swing your left leg behind you. Widen your right knee slightly, and then scissor your knees towards each other, square your hips off, then take your right arm forward, push away and thread your left arm under. Bring the back of your left shoulder to the floor. Come onto your right fingertips. And if that's too much, if the twist is too much of a stretch, literally, you can just have your hands forward and you can rest your head onto your hands. If you're doing the twist, if you took the arm variation, you can take your right hand back, find your foot, left hand opens up the right shoulder. And then keep some engagement in the legs. Keep pulling your knees towards each other. Draw your outer right hip back and down towards the floor. And I like to keep my back toes tucked under, and that maintains some awareness and engagement in that back leg that we tend to forget about. And then release, walk your hands back. Press back, downward facing dog, split. Inhale your right leg back. Open up your hip, bend your knee. Soften your left knee, turn onto the outer edge of your foot, and step the ball of your right foot behind you. Keep your left shoulder back, very important. Spin your bicep forward, and take your right hand behind your head. Bring your elbow forward so it's in line with your nose, and then curl your head back. Keep pushing into your left hand the whole time so your left shoulder stays integrated. Then bend your left knee, transition back, down dog. Keep pushing your left hand forward through the transition. The transitions are when we need the most awareness, because that's when most injuries happen. Press through your hands, press back through your hips. Lower your knees to the floor. And we're gonna go into headstand. So if you have a headstand practice, go into it. If you don't, you can do dolphin. So hands interlaced. I like to tuck my bottom pinky finger under so that I'm not crushing it. And then elbows are shoulder distance apart. And then lift your knees like downward facing dog. And press forward through your elbows and reach back through your chest. Keep the armpits slightly resisting back as you move your chest, or forward as you move your chest back towards your feet. And if you're in a headstand, bring your head to the floor between your wrists and come on up. You can always move to a wall if you need a wall behind you. So headstand is considered the king of all asanas because of the many benefits. And all the inversions have benefits. They help for our immunity, help to decongest the lungs, bring more blood flow to the heart. If you're in headstand, you can cross your ankles, squeeze your legs, and use that cross of your ankles to stretch up and create more length. Keep your forearms pressing down, press from the outer wrist to the elbows. And if you're newer at headstand, don't put as much weight into your head. Use your arms more. And as you practice this pose longer, your head, as your neck gets stronger, can bear a little more weight. But start with trying to hardly put any weight on your head. And then slowly lower your legs. Keep pressing into your forearms. Again, through the transition, be mindful the whole time. Once your feet land, lower your knees. And then after a headstand, child's pose variation is with the fist stacked and the forehead on the fist so that your neck has its neutral inward curve and your neck isn't rounded forward. So your chin is below your forehead so that it's resting in its optimal curve. After you've taken a few breaths here, you can come up and sit in Virasana. So thighs are parallel, the shins are slightly angled out. So spread the toes, click the 10 toenails into the floor so the soles of the feet are pointing up towards the ceiling. Then flatten the calves or split the calves, but don't pull the calves out because that can torque the knees. Sit between your feet. If you have any knee pain, stack blocks or a blanket, something underneath your seat until you have no pain in your knees. So you can stay here. Your thighs should stay parallel, and your heels are just to the outer hips. And the feet are pointing the slightest diagonal out to the side. So if you drew a line from the center of the knee to the center of the heel to the second toe, that would create a diagonal line. So your big toes are almost pointing straight back, and your pinky toes are slightly angled out. You can stay here, or if you'd like to recline into Supta Virasana, you can bring your hands back, come onto your elbows, come as far back as you're able to without any knee pain. And if you're all the way down, you can hold opposite elbows over your head. And then your low back will be off the floor here, but see if you can soften the front ribs. Lengthen the neck. Just take a few breaths here. Keep your feet just to the outsides of your hips. Don't let the feet go too wide. And try not to let the knees splay out either. And again, any pain is an indication that you need to either come out of it or adjust until there's no pain. You might feel a sensation of stretch, which is fine, but there's a difference between a sensation of stretch and a sharp pain. Pain is injury. And then you can start to support yourself and come back up. You can hold your heels, press your elbows down, and lift up. Walk your hands forward and press back, downward facing dog. Get the blood flowing back into the back of your legs. Virasana is an excellent pose for digestion too, and When our immunity is compromised, often it's a result of not optimal digestion. So anything we can do to improve our digestion will increase our immunity as well. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower all the way to your belly. And then once you're on your belly, interlace your hands behind your back and pick the non-dominant clasp. And take a deep breath, draw your shoulders back, lift up, lift your arms, your legs. Press your big toe mounds together. Reach your chest forward and make sure that the neck has a neutral curve and you're not overly lifting your chin or dropping your head. Reach your knuckles back towards your feet, but then pull as if you're trying to pull your hands apart to broaden your shoulders right to left. Take one more breath, lift a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, release. You can cactus your arms, turn your head to one side, and relax. Let everything go. And then bend both knees and reach back and grab a hold of the tops of your feet. Press your knees down and forward so your butt lifts up to your heels and your hip bones come off the floor. And then kick your feet back into your hands for Dhanurasana. Again, watch that the neck has its neutral curve. Lift up through your chest. Again, all these back bends are great for opening up the chest, helps to stimulate the blood flow. And release. Turn your head to the opposite side, relax. And bend your knees and windshield wiper your feet side to side. And then extend your legs back. Bring your hands back for Cobra. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Stretch your spine here. Reach your hips back. Press your hands forward. And then lower your knees to the floor. And set up for camel. So tuck your toes under and bring your hands to your hips. Thighs are hip distance apart. And allow your pelvis to tip back so your groins are deep. Then use your hands on your hips to root down. Lift up through your chest. And then curl back. Take your hands to your inner heels if you can reach. If not, just the tops of the heels are fine, or the back of the heels. If you've got your hands to your inner heels, squeeze your heels in to your hands and then push your heels out with your hands. So you're getting this big opening through your chest. Lift up through your chest, try to have your hips directly over your knees, and try to maintain a natural curve of your neck. You can always take one hand behind your head and support the head to find its optimal curve. And inhale, lift up. I know that pose can be challenging for the neck. And sit down onto your heels for Vajrasana. Close your eyes for a moment and pause. Allow everything to settle. And then open your eyes and bring your hips to the right. Take one more side bend. Left arm out to the left, right arm alongside your ear. And the sides are really the doorway to a deeper breath. And when we can breathe more deeply into the bottoms of the lungs, that stimulates our parasympathetic nervous system that rests and digests so that we can build up our deeper immunity. Inhale, come up, take your right hand behind you, left hand to right knee and twist. Inhale, lift up through the right side of your chest, lift your chin slightly. Exhale, twist. Bend your left elbow slightly as you broaden it. Then inhale back to the front, switch hips left, feet right. Right arm off to the right, left arm alongside your ear. Push away with that right hand. Anchor your left hip. Stretch out through the left arm. Then breathe into that left lung. Inhale, come up, take your left fingertips behind you, right hand to the left knee. Inhale, lift up all the way through your neck, all sides of the neck long. Exhale, twist. Elbows broaden slightly to make space in the side ribs. Inhale and exhale. And as you come to the front, find a comfortable seat. So we'll do another pranayama practice called Nadi Shodhanam, which is alternate nostril breathing. And it's a really balancing breath. Shodhanam means cleansing. Nadis are the energy channels. So this is a great breath to do for balancing if you're too stimulated, if you need to relax and calm down, or if you're sluggish and you need to be energized, it adapts to what you need. So the mudra that we take, the hand gesture, is with your index and middle finger curled in towards the base of the thumb. And you'll be using the tip of the thumb and the tip of the ring finger. And you're going to curl the fingers in to the nostrils. And you want to keep your hand pretty steady the whole time. So try not to move the hand around too much. You're just applying gentle pressure, thumb and ring finger, and we'll be alternating, and I'll talk you through it. So close your eyes and just take a full breath into both sides. And exhale through both sides. And then inhale through both sides. And then close off the left. And as you exhale, right nostrils open. Inhale through the right. Close off the right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close off the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Just trying to find an evenness through the inhales and the exhales. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Release and inhale through both sides. And exhale. Take another breath here. And just noticing the effects of the alternate nostril breathing. Noticing if you feel any more balanced or steady. And then open your eyes. Bring your feet out in front of you. And bring your hands behind you about 6 to 8 inches. Bend your elbows, broaden your collarbones. Press your feet down and your hands down, lift your chest up. Keep your neck neutral. Press the inner edges of your feet down and the inner edges of your hands down. Lift your chest between your arms. One more breath. And as you exhale, lower your hips. And then come to lay on your back. Bend your elbows by your sides, like a robot. And press your feet down so your shins are stacked. Your knees are over your ankles. Your feet are hip distance apart. Press your feet down, lift your hips up for a bridge. And then interlace your hands behind you. Draw your shoulders up and back. If the interlacing is too much, you can maintain your robot arms. Press the back of your head straight down. Keep the front of the throat open. Press the shoulders down so the spine is lifting up away from the floor. So we're using this pose as a prep for shoulder stand, which is considered the queen of asanas, and also has many benefits. Stimulates the thyroid gland, among other things. So here we're just prepping the shoulders. Release your arms and come down. So there's a few ways to do shoulder stand. I'm going to show you a variation at the wall today that doesn't require any props or blankets. So you'll come to a wall and you want to bring your seat all the way to the wall. Your feet are up the wall, so your hips are touching the wall. Then bend your knees, press your feet down, lift your hips up. And then you're going to interlace your hands just like bridge underneath you. And you can rock from side to side to get the shoulders back. And then once the shoulders back, you can extend your legs up. You can keep your hands clasped, or you can bend your elbows to support your upper back. And try to bring your chest up over your shoulders. Keep your legs active, so press your feet into the wall. And it's really important that none of your vertebrae is touching the floor. So the head presses straight back and the shoulders press straight down. So the vertebrae is moving away from the wall, from the floor. And just take 5 slow, even breaths, maintaining strong shoulders. Keep pushing them down and keep the neck neutral so the throat is open, but the chest is lifting up towards the chin. And this is a great pose to work up to, spending more time. You can spend working up to about 5 minutes. That and headstand. But you want to work up slowly so that you build the strength so that you can maintain the optimal alignment. Especially because these are weight-bearing poses on the neck, it's really important that you have a neutral neck curve so that the back of the neck has an inward curve. And then you can release your arms and slowly, you can bend your knees and slowly let your pelvis come back to the floor. And just rest here for a few breaths. And if you know how to do shoulder stand with blankets, feel free to do that option. And then to rest, you can stay with your legs up the wall in Viparita Karani, or if you prefer Shavasana, you can come to life back, flat on your back. Separate your feet as wide as the edges of your mat. Bring your arms by your sides. Make sure that you're comfortable. So I like to grab the butt flesh and lift it up so that I maintain the low back curves and the top of the thigh. The tops of the thighs are moving back. The upper arms are about 30 degrees away from the sides. And then close your eyes and let everything relax. Soften the features of your face. Let your eyes soften. Let your jaw relax. Letting all the tension from your body dissolve. So your body can move into that deep restoration, deep relaxation. Let your head be heavy. Let your shoulders relax back. Let your breath be very natural and easeful. Allow yourself to be breathed. Just allowing the breath to come in and letting it go. Feel the heavy quality of your pelvis and your legs. grounding into the earth. Try to enjoy this feeling of effortlessness, of being fully supported. You're welcome to stay here as long as you want, as long as you need. When you're ready, you can begin to deepen your breath. And gently wiggle your fingers and your toes and circle the wrists and ankles and move and stretch in whatever way feels good to you. Bend your knees and roll to your right side. You can use your right upper arm as a pillow. And press your left hand down in front of you and make your way to a seated position. Find a seat with your eyes closed. And once again, check in and notice how you feel. Observe the results of your practice. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, honoring your efforts and the fact that you've taken time out for yourself to do something good for yourself. And we offer our gratitude to our family, our friends, and all of our teachers. Namaste.